A firestorm in southeast Michigan right now about an Oakland County judge who locked up 3 children because they refused to have lunch with their father.
This involves the Sonomi family, which has been going through a pretty messy divorce for a bunch of years now. On June 24th, Judge Lisa Gorsuch sent 3 of the kids, their 3 kids, 15, 10, and 9 years old, to be locked up in Children's Village indefinitely. The kids said they didn't want to have lunch with their dad because he hit their mother. Now, the kids have been ordered to be kept apart in Children's Village. Their mother cannot visit them.
Now, Judge Gorsuch, of course, can't comment on the case right now. And we have heard from the children's father, whose lawyer put out a statement saying this has been a battle for 5 years and does not highlight what the mother has done to the children. He also said he just wants a healthy relationship with the kids.
The case, needless to say, has blown up on social media. A lot of people questioning why the kids are being punished for a dispute between their parents. Joining us now, attorney Henry Gornbein, who practices family law. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I've never seen anything like this before. I am also the first attorney on this case. I represented mother at the time this divorce action started and at the time the children were brought here from Israel. It's been contentious from the beginning. You have competing allegations based upon parental alienation by the father and abuse by the mother, and the children are caught tragically in the middle of this maelstrom.
As they often are. If this is a situation with parental alienation, is this the right remedy? A judge locking up the kids?
I question that. I've never seen it happen. But Lisa Gorsuch is an excellent judge, and she cares about children, she cares about families, and I think she's just been frustrated beyond belief. But normally, you'd think the right remedy would be incarcerate the mother. But I don't know. It's hard to second guess someone. I know that the children have been incarcerated since the 24th. I know there's a hearing next Wednesday. The children have all been appointed fine attorneys who represent them. Mother has a fine attorney, father has a fine attorney, and it's what I call, in a book that I wrote, the never-ending divorce, where people just can't move on, can't have a healthy relationship, and it's tragic.
Now, in this case, the kids clearly say they don't want to see their father because they believe he hit or witnessed him hitting their mother, so they don't want it. At what age can kids actually make that decision for them, and are they, in this case, as Judge Gorsuch seems to indicate, she believes brainwashed by the mother?
I think she believes they're brainwashed by the mother. The question is incarcerating children who are excellent students, who have a fine community record, putting them in Children's Village, is that going to solve any problems?
Well, she even questioned questioned the older kids' intelligence. Says, I don't know if you're that intelligent if you will not go to lunch with your father.
I think it's a tragedy. It's a situation. Have they been brainwashed? Perhaps. Is there parental alienation? Perhaps. Or are they that much afraid of their father? I don't know the answer.
But at what age can a child choose?
The law in Michigan is that once a child is 6 or 7 years of age, they have some input, but they can never make that decision, because I've had judges tell a teenager, you're not going to decide how I run my courtroom. I'm the judge, I'm in charge, and therefore I make the final decision. And it's like you don't want the inmates running the asylum. So the question is Judge Gorsuch right or wrong? I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with her. I would say incarcerate the mother if necessary, but there's been a tragedy that's going on for years and years and years, and clearly there's been no remedy that has worked.
But if the kids really, if she really wants to punish the kids, I mean, is this the right remedy? They're in a place where other children have committed crimes. Is this the right place for them? Could they be placed with a relative, perhaps? Is that a better solution? Perhaps,
but you've got a situation where these are people, where they're probably, I don't think there are any relatives here in the United States. There may be some friends, but it's a tragedy, and I hate to see the children being incarcerated for really the sins of the adults, for lack of a better word.
So how do we get out of this right now? It seems like everybody's kind of backed themselves into corners on this one. The judge certainly isn't going to just turn around and say, okay, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, you're out of there.
Well, I do know for a fact, because I have talked to some of the attorneys involved, that I believe there's an appeal that's been set with the Court of Appeals, and whether or not they'll act quickly is one question. There's a hearing next Wednesday, and I believe also there's a writ of habeas corpus hearing.
And would an appeals court reverse this, do you think?
They could.
I mean, would they, though?
They might, if they feel that the judge, I'm not going to...
That was a very lawyerly answer.
You're raising good questions.
Yeah. It's hard
but again, it's hard, and I'm not going to second guess everyone, because while I was on the case for a good year or more, it's, you know, I've been long gone, and she's on attorney number 8.
Yeah.
So.
And plus, you've got to go back into that court at some point to argue some future case.
Well,
I assume.
I have very good opinion of Judge Gorsuch. I don't always agree with her, but I do respect her.
Harold Gornbody, we do thank you for your time on this, and it's a fascinating legal study and also very tragic.
It is tragic, and yes, it's legally interesting. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, still heading your way here on the